Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Toyota Stadium in the beautiful city of Tanzania.
Well, the time has come, and this being the change room of Eswatini, a team that prides itself on football in the southern region. That dressing room will be filled with anxiety. It will be packed with players that are very eager to represent their nation. The Eswatini team that has come in with a plum, Kelvin Ayanda Kunene, is waiting to wear that jersey, led by their coach Zdravko Logarusic, a man from Croatia, leads his young team, leads these young chargers with the belief that they can make a difference. This is a team that is hoping to cause an upset and qualify for the knockout phases of the competition. When you look at Kwaketwala, you look at Langa Tabo, these are some of the players that are so much talked about. But then looking at the opposition, this is the Tanzanian dressing room, the lanky players that have been on display. The captain's armband, when put on, shows the integrity and the fight that lies within these players. It has been an absolute pleasure to host our visitors in this tournament who seem to come down to the COSAFA region, not once, not twice, not even 3 times, this being the 4th time that they will be part of the COSAFA region, as the Tanzanian outfit will look forward to players like Hassan, Yakub, and we have a look at that smile being shared. Well, I had a moment to catch up with the coaches a little bit earlier, and this is what we had to say. Coach, today is your final game in your group. Anything less than a win sends you home early. How have the players responded to the long break since Monday to now?
Yeah, it was a really long break, about 40 hours. But anyway, this is a very important game. Every game is another story. This is a game with lots of pressure because to proceed, we have to win. And we are focusing for it. It will not be easy, and Tanzania is a very organized team, and with proper players and proper coaches, proper organization. But let us play 90 minutes and let's try to make positive result.
Tanzania have not dominated this fixture, but Eswatini has. Your approach in today's encounter, tactically, can you take us through it?
Will be very difficult because we don't know what they're going to put on. But anyway, when I watched Tanzania game, I saw lots of talented players. Still, maybe they don't play as a team because just they have small preparation like our team. But I have small advantage because I'm with those boys already more than 6 months. But let us see. I think as a team, we have correct chances to win the game and to proceed for the semi-final.
The quality that you have in your side and the reaction of the players that you're seeing in the training, do you believe the team that's going out there today is going to come out with the 3 points?
My job is always to believe. Even if I don't believe, I have to be positive and I have to say I believe. But really, I believe, and because if I don't trust my players, I should not be here. I must trust them. They have to do what they have to do. We have to talk on the field, not outside of the field, and story finish.
Well, good luck, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Coach,
yes,
it's been a long wait for this particular match.
Yeah.
The last encounter was on Saturday, so you've had ample time to prepare. Just take us through your preparations and how ready is your team?
First of all, well, thanks God. We still more than 3 or 4 days to prepare about this game today. So we are ready to play the game today. I know it's not easy because Eswatini is the one that's a good team with this tournament. So we are ready to play with them today.
History has served that Eswatini is a team that gives you a lot of trouble. How do you plan to navigate and get the positive result you want?
Yes, that is a good question, but I want to tell you one thing. This competition, that's the first time to come to play this competition. We know very well that Eswatini is one of the good teams of this tournament, but we'll prepare very well about this team. We know the strengths, what we are, weakness of them, But I want to tell you one thing. We are ready to play with Eswatini today.
How are you to take advantage of the weaknesses of your opposition?
Yeah, of course, for the game situation, we're supposed to know strengths of our opponent and the weakness. We prepare very well to play with them about all the weakness we have and the strongness we have. So we are ready to play with them because we know when we don't ready to play with Eswatini, anything can happen. But I want to promise you, you are ready to play with Eswatini today, and at the end of the day, to get good result.
Good result.
Yes.
We'll be playing for pride because you're currently on the bottom of the log. So even if you win,
Yeah.
you will be a team that's probably leaving early.
Yes, but we'll get something from our tournament. When we get a good result today, it's better for us, even for our players, because we are young players we have. Then when we get a good result today, we motivate them to continue to play well in other games.
Good luck, coach, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, madam.
Well, welcome back to the Toyota Stadium for this much intriguing match. It is Eswatini and Tanzania. They are known as the King's Shield and the Taifia Stars, ranked number 155 by FIFA and 107 respectively. These two sides, one playing for pride and the other hoping to advance into the knockout stages. It is possible as Group C gets underway. We wrapped up Group A and Group B, but this is the moment for Eswatini and Tanzania to sprout their stuff. The 24th edition has not yielded any surprises thus far, but the battle continues for this coveted trophy, and Eswatini will want to do their best to advance. Tanzania are about to roll out the best of the best, the young players, as they prepare for the World Cup qualifiers as well. Their game against Congo was cancelled. They've got a date against Nigeria. Let's listen to the national anthems of both countries.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us all stand in honor of the national anthem of Eswatini.
Let us continue standing in honor of the national anthem of Tanzania.
respective field. You are seeing the officials who will be in charge of this match hailing from Mauritius and Madagascar, as well as the Seychelles. But this is the Eswatini team known as Isihlangu Somnikati, and that means the King's Shield. These youngsters who are out there to emulate players like Figueiredo, they are also trying to emulate players like Mr. Tabate, but it is the technical bench that will need to be on point. When you look at the coaches, they have plotted carefully. Bongi Swatlamini is in goal, and Mkondo Tabo, Junior Sikonze, Makagula Junior, expected to run rings in the middle of the park. And when you're looking at the upfront team, Zinisa to bang in the goals, these are the officials from Madagascar, Adrisoa and Calvert, as well as Sarge Padiachi, Patrice Melazar from Mauritius. They will be expected to show and guide the team, that being our VAR assistants, Pakutra Rivet and Wanjuri Njonge from Kenya. Well, the two ladies been given the responsibility in today's encounter to be that third eye. We welcome Tanzania's lineup, Adi Ali, as well as Aponse Msanga. It is Sheka Kamis and Ahmed Pipino. Michelle Michaels is one of the players that will be closely looked after, and also Ibrahim Ameh, who's been relegated to the bench from the previous lineup. Assistant coach Mgunda Juma has been given the responsibility to look after the team and make sure that they get the 3 points. Great respect shown between the two coaches as they bring the love and the respect to the city of roses. It is the team from Eswatini in the white uniforms. The coach and the assistant coach sitting alongside each other, showing great respect for one another. And you have to only but marvel such a relationships as they build for the future. Eswatini in the white and the yellow stockings, they attacking the goal from the right to the left of your screen. That is coach Drakov, Luka Rusic, who is being responsible for the Eswatini side, and he is hoping that Lady Luck is on his side. He said, be that as it may, they are out to dish out some beautiful football. Tanzania, who will be attacking the goal from the left to the right of your screen in the blue stockings, blue shorts, and yellow and blue stripes uniform. We get underway here at the Toyota Stadium for a clash that one looks at and says, maybe for Tanzania it is a dead rubber, but believe me not, it is a game that will restore pride and help the coach prepare going forward. So it is a free kick, and the ball just nicely floated into the opposition half, but it doesn't find anyone and ultimately goes out for a throw-in. With the Eswatini coming into this match after playing a 1-1 draw against Madagascar, they have the opportunity to get 3 points and go to the summit of the group. But Madagascar, who is already with 4 points, one will have to go and look at the goal difference. And we were yesterday privy to 3 teams in Group A finishing level on points. And, rules of the competition being quite clear in terms of what is expected on who finishes number 1, number 2, and number 3. Pressing high and pressing from the front is Eswatini, getting a throw in. There's the Tanzanian outfit. He coming in after a 1-0 loss against Madagascar. last played on Saturday, and here they are having enough time to prepare for this particular match. Header away to get that ball out of play, and that will allow Tanzania some advantage going forward, but the ball is played back and played all the way to the goalkeeper, who makes his debut in this competition, spotting 3 changes from Tanzania. 2 in defense, that's the goalkeeper, and Sif Bausi, who was playing in the centre-back role for his club, reclaims the #1 choice to combine with Manga. Ball taken out to the right on the edge of the blocks, played short, and ultimately the shot comes in. Not desirable for the Tanzanian outfit. But they'll be patient, as the coach wants them to be patient, believe in the plan and make sure that the execution comes through. Ball played short, goalkeeper Dlamini. And you look at Eswatini, who currently find themselves at 155 by FIFA rankings, as that ball goes out for a goal kick. Have to be very cautious of Nzinisa, who seems to be picking up from the previous players who have set the benchmark. Figueiredo currently has been the player that has taken the attacking position by storm today, dropping a lot deeper than expected, playing with a 1-4-5-1 formation. That is Eswatini packing the midfield, wanting to suffocate Tanzania, but discipline will have to be key. Ball circulated and ultimately out on the left-hand side of Tanzania, looking for the width. Very comfortable is Mabula. Eswatini come away with it, with the lanky Gamedze as well as Babeles in the centre-back. The centre-back pairing that allowed a goal, in actual fact 2 goals. They played and lost 1-0. In the previous friendly matches that they had, and also allowed a goal recently when they played to a 1-1 draw. The referee doesn't like the pushing and shoving, joined by Mishamu, who himself did not appreciate the challenge that came in from Sikodze. That ball, needless to say, the full circumference of that ball needs to go over the line. The assistant referee was not able to give a call, and it is a free kick to Tanzania. 3-man wall to close the angle on the right of goalkeeper Dlamini. There's a lot of action in the box, movement in the box by the various players, more so Eswatini, trying to ponder and wonder what is to be done with this ball. It's a free kick and played short. They took it out to the left-hand side, and a poor delivery results in a move that didn't come around, and they'll try again. They will try again. Mishamu, responsible for whooping that cross into the box. Continue to share some ideas on how better to get the performance and get the players to respond according to the plan. There's a player on the ground who's remained unmoved. It's the captain of Eswatini, Nzinisa. Captain who's being investigated at present. The other players in and around that area, as we have a look at this, he took a bit of a whack to the face, and down he goes. if only I could share that we do have an award at the end of the match, an Oscar that will be given to one of the players who would start a new career in acting, but Nzinisa in this moment was on the receiving end of a smack in the face. So the referee will have a drop ball in favor of Tanzania. So he stopped the game whilst play was in session. But again, we're getting to see a lot of the intention of Tanzania to take the ball out, hogging the lines, are players like Mabula as well as Shikida. And then looking to try and thread that ball in between the lines. A lack of communication or synergy between the two players, and that results in a goal kick. Tanzania have been in this competition, finishing 4th and 3rd respectively. We've also had visitors like Ghana, Kenya, Senegal and Uganda. Header. Tanzania have been the team that has been more attacking in these early stages of the match. Ball delivered into the box, and important foot to it to hack it away. But now we get Eswatini giving chase. Keeper is under pressure. Will hoof this forward, being very hopeful, looking for Adam. It's Nado who picks it up. Tanzania forced backwards, rushed ball to nicely brought down by Adam. Nango, Pascal and Lusanjo are the two players playing in at fullback position for Tanzania. Again, the ball goes out. Nando is available if spotted with acres of space, threading that ball between the two centre-backs on the edge of the box. But it's Eswatini who come away with it, looking for Mkondo. Well, if you want to know what Mkondo is, just a couple of seconds will share. It's quite a dangerous weapon, mostly used by the Zulus. Mkondo. In the box is Eswatini, trying to win that ball back is Nzinisa. But very calm and very pedestrian in these opening 10 minutes of the matches. The two teams are playing with a bit of caution. Much to play for Eswatini. We confirm the score 0-0 at the Toyota Stadium. If you want to join us, do make your way down to where the action is taking place. Delivered into the box high and comfortably into the hands of Dlamini. That being a very common surname in Eswatini. He's taking his time. He's got 6 seconds. Releases the ball eventually to Figueiredo, a man who plays his football out in South Africa, down in Richards Bay. Figueiredo. And he was fouled in that moment by Adam. Has clipped on the ankle to stop and break that momentum as he was trying to get into a stride. Eswatini looking for player to make that run, and obliging is Dlamini on the opposite side, looking to get behind the defense. It's not to be. He'll try again, but Tanzania come away with it. There's an opportunity to go to the left-hand side, and that's where they find Mbalula. Another good delivery. Header away by Eswatini. Given chase is Magagula. Does well to keep that ball, but goes all the way back, looking for Gamedze. Sharing between Twala and Masangade. It's Figueiredo. Well, going back into the history books, there's a player they called Tony Tabetse. Played his football for Supersport United, played his football for Jomo Cosmos. Quite a nippy player, but very disciplined. And, you got to go back as well and remember Sabelo Nzinisa. I wonder if he's any relation to the captain. Ball in, and releases it rather quickly to Figueiredo. Took his time, as you got to see Mkondo, who was making himself available for the return ball from Figueiredo, but he had other ideas and decided to go to his right-hand side with the diagonal ball. Tanzania playing with a lot of confidence. Going all the way back to his centre-back, Nango. Nango sharing the ball with the Sif Baus. Baus brings in Lusanjo. And Lusanjo is very fond of looking at that combination between Sanjo and Nado. The number 22 seems to be the player that will pull the strings and has a lot of creativity and shows a lot of skill. Switching play to the right-hand side is Lusanjo. Lusanjo on the ball, brings in the tall Adam, looking for a play on the edge of the box, couldn't get hold of that. That ball just skidding off the boot of Shikan. Eswatini will drive forward, keeping that ball in play at the expense of a free kick. I was wondering, and the referee took his time to respond, and a kick from the back, down goes Dlamini, and exchange of some gracious words between the two players. Dlamini was waiting for the referee's protection, and ultimately rewarded with the free kick. Eswatini, the free kick around the halfway line, ball threaded through. First touch a little heavy for Nzinisa. Figueiredo plays it back and will run into space, hoping for a return ball, turning into trouble, but does that with the exception. Twala. And Kondo. Lusanjo. Pascal, who is also quite flexible to play in the middle of the park. And he does have a lot of pace as Pascal. His sharing of the ball, looking for those combinations, and just saying that, and then they lose possession as the last touch comes off Pascal. Throw in for Eswatini. Eswatini keeping possession. In no hurry to go forward. No challenge at all. Playing with freedom. Taking the ball out to Pascal. Tanzania seeing a lot of the ball. Great delivery. Even better pass, but it's Figueiredo who's been asked to tidy up in that defense. Eswatini clear their lines. Oh, the semi-finals are looming, with the winner of Group C and winner of Group B contesting that semi-final. And the other semi-final will be winner of Group A and winner of Group D. This will be the 4 semi-finals. The final will be played between the winners of those semi-finals, and that is a date on the 15th of June as the curtain comes down on a wonderful tournament, being the 24th edition. Will we get to see a new champion, or will Angola be successful in the defense of their title? Ball over the top, and Zinisa giving chase. Goalkeeper taking too long to respond and assist, but it was important for Nanga to shepherd that ball and guide it all the way. So quite happy to protect his goalkeeper. When you come to this tournament, you really have to look at the Zimbabwean record, which is one of the most successful nations in the COSAFA region. And, you also got to remember some of our hat-trick heroes. Knox Mutizwa played in the match between Zimbabwe and Lesotho in 2017. Knox Mutizwa is playing his football out in KZN. Jerome Ramatlakwana, another Botswana international, very fearsome striker. As we have a look at Tanzania trying to get into that advanced position, and Figueiredo hacks that away. My favorite, Gabadinho Mango, was another one of those menacing attackers. Gabadinho Mango eventually being snapped up by Orlando Pirates. And when you look at the merry-go-round of the number of teams he's played for in South Africa, it's almost 14 teams. He's got a cupboard full of different jerseys. So we have a look at Adam. So he's changing some players on the bench. Malula. As a nation, we got to recall a player, Fisal Salum, who's been linked with the Amakosi faithful. Fisal Salum playing his football out in Tanzania. I think one of the best exports from Tanzania was Mbawana Samata. If you would remember Mbawana Samata, he donned the jersey of Aston Villa some time back. Mbawana Samata. It's a throw-in for Eswatini. Haji Nonga, another player that comes to mind, played his football in Greece. Well, Tanzania have quite a few exports. Lusanjo is forced to go inside and look for Sif. Baus seem to be finding their players with ease as Tanzania, gaining in confidence. They've pushed up, playing with a bit of a mid-block, and Eswatini, though, have done well to diffuse every situation that has been attempted. Figueiredo has been quite instrumental on the left-hand side, using his strength. It's another long ball that goes to no man's land that will allow Tanzania the time and the opportunity to again show us some principles of the game. As the coach alluded earlier on, no matter what the result is, wants to take a lot of positives from this match as Figueiredo runs into traffic. 0-0 the scoreline. Figueiredo showing some good feet and trying to create space for himself, going to his right. Losing his balance moment. Interesting to see how Tanzania press as a collective when going forward. Like to put the pressure on the ball. Zinisa needs his midfielders to just put the foot on the ball, try and conjure up some passes. We're seeing a lot of that from Tanzania. Has that ball and turn going all the way back to Mabelesa, spraying it across the face of goal. Goalkeepers also available if needed. Then it's the long ball. Zinisa will give chase, but it's plucked in the air. And the two players colliding, immediately holding his nose, firmly focused on the ball. The player goes down almost immediately. Looks like Losanjo. In actual fact, it is Shikan holding his mouth and nose. Shikan flat on his back, being helped off. Some of the dignitaries who have come in their numbers, bracing the cold. It is about 10 degrees. Or feels like 10 degrees. When I last checked, it was around about 16. Ball just ricocheting off Figueiredo for a throw-in. That was a player from Zimbabwe that set the scene alight in 2017, the flying assassin. Vidi Karuru then played his football for Chiefs. Karuru's been part of the Zimbabwe national team for quite some time, over a decade. Good 1-2 exchange between Eswatini. They need the delivery. Player coming from deep on the edge of the box. That was a sounding effort. Brilliantly controlled. Magagula needed no invitation. Oh, that was really pumped with venom. Good connection, wrapped his foot around it, was given a second bite at the cherry, but Pascal decided to hack that ball away and get his team out of danger. As the player receives treatment in the center circle, the rest of the Eswatini players coming to the touchline to receive some sort of advice and hydrate a little as the opportunity arises. Well, he says, I'm all okay. Will be good to hold on to Shikan. Goalkeeper has been asked to get the game started. 25 minutes on the clock. Eswatini and Tanzania locked at 0-0 apiece. So the goalkeeper, who was way off his line, Zinisa, is allowing that ball to bounce for his teammate. Needs to eliminate one and not too many white shirts to aim for in the box. Putting that ball in the kitchen, you would expect a good turnover for that. Here's Eswatini enjoying the last couple of minutes, putting the opposition on the back foot. Slight nip of the ball, drop of the shoulder. Delivery is positive. But Figueiredo beats into the ball. Here's Tanzania trying to dissect the two defenders with the hope of finding Mashamo. Picked up by Sikodze. Eswatini enjoying some parts of the possession. Zinisa laying it to an oncoming Makakula as he goes down on the edge of the box, and the referee gives a signal to rise up, get on with it, allowing the game to flow. Shikar, player, nice to see him back in the game. He was earlier out of the pitch. Mabula. Nado continues his run, good delivery. And a low header, but does the job effectively. Trying to keep the line and organize the defenses. Kanete, Mabelesa, as well as Masangane. Three players are really in unison, showing some good synergy. 6 in defense, looking after 4 players. Perhaps you'll want to find Lamini push out a little bit more, but it is Lamini and Figueiredo that will drop when they need to defend in numbers, and when you're looking for the attack, they do have the explosiveness to transition the game and make use of the pace that they have of Zinisa. Ball goes out for a throw-in. Seeing some good attitude from the players. They've had enough time to mend. There's a clean bill of health from both the coaching staff. When they talk about the players, they said there's no injured player from the previous match. They were able to get them prepared, get them ready for today's encounter as the ball comes out to the right. Nado goes down, looking for the balance and going to the left-hand side. Mabula, another delivery, but this one will go straight into the hands of Lamini. Figueiredo, he'll use his pace, he'll use his strength. Figueiredo, he can take the shot, but if played right, could have laid it back for an oncoming. Beautiful strike! That is fantastic work from Makakula. Eswatini draw first blood. In a moment when you thought Figueiredo had made a hash of that attempt, showing great transition, and it is Eswatini that get the lead. Beautiful ball over the top, a mistake made in that defense, benefiting Figueiredo. This is where he tried to look for his teammate, picked his head up, Makakula sidestepping and taking it furthest away from the goalkeeper. You can't fault Pascal for the effort of trying to silence Figueiredo, but it was Makakula who picked a spot. His mind was made up, and he wasn't to let go of this opportunity. Keeper at full strength, beaten, and the entire bench of Eswatini loving the moment. So we get the first goal just on the 30-minute mark. Junior Makakula registers his name amongst those who have scored. Depp was still the leading goal scorer of this edition of the COSAFA Cup. The 4 goals to his name. Losanjo. Nado. Defense was breached. Didn't have that many opportunities. The first opportunity that they got, they made use of. Eswatini were enjoying some dominance moments earlier, prior to that goal. And circulating and playing almost half ground with the goalkeeper way out of position. Sif Bose. Nado. Showing some strength as Nado. Nado brings in Pipino. Pipino releases Malula. Malula goes out to the left-hand side in search of a good delivery onto the edge of the box. It is Eswatini who will get it away. How do Tanzania respond to going behind by a Makakula goal? Can Saif Lusanjo playing the 1-2, looking for a quick return ball with Nado. Nado and Lusanjo running into spaces. Nado closed down by Twala. Good defensive work by Twala. That will put a smile on the coach of his, on the faces of the technical bench. In the box, Figueiredo. It was his marauding run that finally was played back for teammates at Makagula at that moment. The response is immediate from the technical bench. They left their seats. Juma, assistant coach, very vocal to his players. Throw in by Eswatini. Figueiredo helped on by Nzinisa. Pascal loses his footing. Eswatini forcing the error. Ball across the face of goal on the edge of the box. It's Nzinisa gets a second bite and attempt as that ball is just unfortunately just skidding off the boot of Sikodza. They were in a promising position, unable to capitalize. Want to retain possession, want to share the ball about, they want to knock it. They need to get the numbers forward though, maybe try and equalize before the break. Referees really allowing the game to flow. Another quality ball, some audacious defending as the goal scorer. Mistake made in that defense, good recovery, again giving away possession as Twala and Co are living rather dangerously. Ball in the air, keeper being asked to respond, and he does. Two hands to it. Eswatini adapting to the press. There's another mistake being made by Tanzania. Quality ball expected. Using the bounce of the ball to great effect. Player going down rather easily. Ultimately help does come in the form of Figueiredo. Show me your number. He says it's 22. He says it's 22. Here's Lamini. Exceptional work. Ball out wide. Questions been asked about offside. Ball laid back, and that's a tame one. But positive play from Eswatini. Joining into the fray and the thick of things. Eswatini using the fullbacks to great effect. Kondo forced backwards as the Tanzanian forward, Shikan, picked up by Nado, showing some skill that he possesses. Nado makes it look very simple. Malula intercepted in that defense, picked up, this time it's Twala. He has been dispossessed, and a strike quite ferocious, and just needs to perhaps hit it hard and low. Mishamo is looking to try and break the goalkeeper's fingers if he gets a hold of that. It's Tanzania. Another opportunity to go forward. Shikan, beauty! That's needs no second invitation. Equalizer, an important one, was coming. He continued to knock on the door, as Nado has been quite instrumental all over the park. Nado gets his goal, and that sets the cats amongst the pigeon. 1-1 the scoreline at the Toyota Park. Coming from the blind side and unmarked, he unleashed a beauty. Had all the time in the world to get his first touch. connected it, toe poked it, and the keeper got a hand to it, but that wasn't enough to steer it out of the goal. So 1-1 the scoreline. Livid with his defense, wondering why was he not closed quick enough.
Idi
Ali.
Jersey number 17 coming out.
Idi Ali on his jersey.
And jersey number
It's
4
called Nado. And number 17 coming on.
And the score stands
Number
Eswatini
4.
1, Tanzania 1.
Masinde. Vedastres Masinde is the player coming off the bench for Abdularim Sif Bausi. Very early change. Masinde plays his football domestically, part of the Premier League. Pascal, he plays for Azam Football Club, which has most of the players in this national team. It's got about 6 players that play their football for Azam. Here's Eswatini coming forward. They have the numbers, stopped in his tracks. Ball delivered, looking for Nzinisa. Bounce of the ball, just a bit of a problem as Figueiredo loses out and goes for the player. Shikan is getting up gingerly, using his strength. He's quite a solid player, is Figueiredo. Had to deal with the menacing figure, stature of Figueiredo. His Shikan went down sprawling, but the referee awarding a free kick. Playing with 4 defenders. This time Flamini comes out very quickly. Wants to send a long ball forward is Flamini. Quick out looking for Zanisa. Good contest in the air between Sikotze and Pipino. Figueiredo uses his big centre-back Gamedze. Mabelesa. There's another attempt going forward by Tanzania, hoping to take another striker that goalkeeper will not be able to handle, as they say, too hot to handle. Magagula, the goal scorer, looking for the return ball from Mkondo, but instead he runs into trouble as Tanzania conjuring up a good couple of passes in the middle of the park. One gets to see that developing combinations. Need a quality ball, decides to go route one, and easy for goalkeeper Dlamini. Watch that right up until the end. Sure, the coach will ask for some patience with these strikers, maybe also getting some composure when they get into that final third, instead of rushing the ball. Eswatini. Another effort that is denied. Pipino making himself a nuisance just in front of that back four of Tanzania. He's expected to screen those balls and stop Eswatini in their tracks before being given the space and the room and the time to cause any concern. There's definitely a patience about Tanzania when they build They're not in a hurry to go forward. But, again, showing too much of the ball. Here's Eswatini, and that strike was quite hopeful. You got to give Twala credit. He's spotting that the keeper doesn't like to stay on his line, and he decides to take the responsibility. Twala. Climbing all over the opposition. Ball switched to the goal scorer, Nado. He'll get another opportunity on his favored right foot. Lusanjo. There's Lusanjo. Stayed up in that moment, and Figueiredo perhaps used his hand. That was so quick. Not sure if I picked that up very well, but the referee as well, just allowing play to continue. Well, if he did touch the ball with the hand, the referee will definitely come back and give him the yellow card. But for the moment, the referee has really played, allowed this game to flow. Dissecting that defense, Makakula threading it, and a slip at a vital moment. Makakula! Keeper collects and follow through. Was from Dlamini. Here's Eswatini pressing high, and a slip in anticipation, and Dlamini let drip. Keeper's positioning was commendable in that particular moment. Makakula goes down and gets a free kick. We are in the last couple of minutes before the break. So Makakula will hover over the ball to hope that whatever they've practiced in training could come off. Makakula looking for the return ball. Does well, he's inside the box. Makakula, step over, and that's a corner. Should be a corner, and the linesman agrees at the last touches of a Tanzanian player. Eswatini want to go into the break with a bit of an advantage. Can they make use of the corners? Dlamini, the deflection was there, and keeper picked it up, but it had already strayed over the byline. Ball in on the edge of the box. Header should have been down. Chance missed by Eswatini. To speak of the patience, composure, Dlamini in that moment should have been a lot more patient. Was unmarked. Reaction was pretty slow from the defense of Tanzania. Ball in the air.
And it's time for me.
Here's Tanzania with an opportunity. Figueiredo wins it back for Eswatini. Makakula, ball over the top, giving chase for Eswatini's Mkonto, and the referee spotting an infringement in that moment, allowing the player some time to gather himself together, and, calling for the medical team. He's using his strength, and a clash of the legs there, just leaving Pascal in a bit of bother. "45 minutes is registered, done and dusted." We have 4 minutes of referee's optional time to contend with. In the 4 minutes, can the two teams get a breakthrough? So we have a look at these moments. Figueiredo, blistering pace, marauding run, looking on for a teammate, then lays it back for an oncoming Makakula, picked his spot, and keeper had no chance. The bench in celebration, but it was Tanzania on the other hand, a humdinger that got the goalkeeper absolutely bamboozled. Couldn't stop that, and the celebrations, yes, One thing that footballers can do very often, they are great dancers. Usually players who they believe have got the style and the zest. As we look on, Mr. Felix, who's responsible for training the referees on VAR, doing a fantastic job for COSAFA. And you know, some of the players that live around here who are watching and hoping that they can learn a thing or two. And we go down to the touchline. The assistant coach, Mr. Juma, is quite happy that his team came back into contention. Hardado. Looking at the quick one to quite nippy as Nado. Ball over the top and had to be decisive. Gamedze just hacks that ball away, and rightfully so. These are precious seconds and moments that players have got to switch on. The goalkeepers will be giving you that instruction 24/7. Figueiredo. Backhill on the edge of the box. Pipinho is looking for the return ball from Oscar. Ball delivered in the box. Gamedze again woofs it out of play. Want to see the midfield, Pipinho dominating in the second half, or just stamping his authority inside the box. Ball whipped in, and that is a goal kick. The referee standing firm on his decision, even though he is being harassed by the players, and ultimately they give up that shout. They know he has a better view. Dlamini. Header. Nicely brought down by Shikan. Picked up this time. It is Twala. It's dropping a lot deeper. Allowing just 3 defenders. Packing that midfield for Eswatini. Can clearly see the patterns that are developing. Showing some discipline as well. Working in cohesion. Losanjo, Nado, picked up by Dlamini, and that ball just rolls over. 4-way throw-in. Teams are absolutely freshened up. They've had about 3 days or so working on conjuring up a plan and how to use their strengths, capitalize on the opposition's weakness. Yes, Shikan. Rushed moment from Shikan. He'll be disappointed, and so is the bench. He's getting a word or two from the bench. Referee blows his whistle. It's like the half-time has come, and the players will get an opportunity to take a break and rework the plan, revisit the plan, maybe switching positions, but also an opportunity for the coach to look at his bench. Players like Mohamed Ame for Tanzania, Stambuli, as well as Yakub, they can come on and make a difference. For Eswatini, you've got Piliso, you've got Gama, you've also got Mfomo. They could be coming in the second half with a lot more purpose and vigor. And we confirm the scoreline at the Toyota Stadium as Eswatini 1, Tanzania 1. Let's have a look at the statistics of the first 45 minutes. It has been straight down the middle, very evenly balanced with the possession as well as the goal attempts. The accuracy of the shots is with Eswatini, but very little to give between the two sides.
That was a miss. Player number 2. There we go. Don't move, don't move. Player number 2. You can kick again. That was a miss. Player number 3. That was a miss. Player number 4. That was a miss as well. Just coming a bit closer now. There we go. Player number 1, starting with you again. That was a miss. It's a miss from player number 2 as well. Player number 3. Almost. Player number 3. Player number 4. That was a miss as well. We're going closer a little bit again. Starting with you, player number 1. That was a miss. Player number 2. That was a miss coming from player number 2 as well. Player number 3. That was a miss as well. player number 4. And player number 4 gets a step. You get another chance to kick again, so don't move away. Remember, the one with more stacks of 4 turns gets a hamper. Player number 4, kick again. That was very close. Let's come a bit closer now. Player number 1, let's go. That was a hit. Okay, it was a hit. Don't go, don't go. You go again. That was a miss. Player number 2. That was a miss. Player number 2. Player number 3. That was a miss coming from player number 3. Player number 4. There we go. Player number 4 also got a stake. Player number 4, here is your helper.
Quick, 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 quick.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give them a round of applause.
Go, go.
Watakekuana wapata muno. Bona diyakuta ntsazina.
It is the second half, and if you are just joining us, a change that is being made, and jersey number 22 of Eswatini, Masangane, has given way, and his place is being taken by Sitembiso Innocent Dlamini. He comes off the bench, Sitembiso Dlamini, to take the place of Masangane. The referee gets us going here in the second half. Scoreline still reads 1-1, and very little to separate the two sides. We've got to look at the statistics. Possession was 50-50. The scoreline is 1-1. Shots at goal was 5 apiece. That's how tight this match has been. Tanzania will want to pick up from where they left off. We've got to see some challenges, but the momentum towards the end of the match was slightly shifting in favor of the Tanzanian outfit, who are the guests in this tournament, making their appearance quite a regular one that we do see. Their first appearance in this tournament was in 1997, and in 2015 they were knocked out in the first round, in 2017 in the third round. But, this being their fourth appearance. A win for Tanzania will keep them at the bottom of the group. Madagascar, who currently has 4 points after a draw and a win. Eswatini playing to a 1-1 draw against Madagascar, and Tanzania are yet to register any points. But as it stands, it will be their first point of the tournament. So Twala Gamedze Mabilisa in that defense for Eswatini have been tested. It has been bridged. Keeper wasn't able to narrow the angle for a wonderful shot taken by Nado. That was the equalizer to bring the two teams level. Quite a strong run by Dlamini. Continuing the run, ball in the box and a header. Bounce of the ball missing the right. The keeper will tell you he had it covered, the captain, Zinisa. Being bundled off the ball rather easily is Dlamini. But it's good to see him pick himself up and get on with the job. Bounce of the ball. Instructions coming from the back pretty clear. Away, away. Dlamini shows too much of the ball and ultimately goes out for a throw-in. In the second half, you'll want to see who comes out all guns blazing. This is a 14-nation tournament that teams like Eswatini really look forward to. They failed to qualify for a World Cup. Represented by a number of the teams in their Premier League. Singizing, Royal Leopards, Young Buffaloes and Green Mambas, who have really taken the game away from Highlanders, who who were very instrumental in the past as the two players are grimacing in pain. A clash by Pascal on Sikodze. It's Pascal who's still receiving treatment, or Sikodze rather. So, looking for the sun. It's a sunny day, but temperatures are around 16 or 15 degrees. Just realizing that the camera has spotted them. And, I'll probably ask everyone, thank you for supporting Eswatini. That's a good gesture, and for staying with us. As the game has stopped momentarily, good to see the players up and about. Well, she's got other interesting stories to worry about, and maybe just texting a friend to tell her to come down and join us at the Toyota Park. Goal scorer looking for the return ball, but instead it is Tanzania. Figueiredo will drop inside. Mabelesa finding Gamedze. Gamedze uses Dlamini in the goals. Dlamini sends a long ball looking for the range. Nice header just to touch it on and help it on its way. Gamedze again. 50 minutes on the clock that have been played. Still looking for an opening here pretty early. You look at the percentage of goals that are scored just after the break for Tanzania. Currently sitting at about 12%. Ball in the air, on the edge of the box, sent back! That was close. That was a warning sign by the substitute, Tembiso. Well, as Tembiso Dlamini's come on. He was asked to do exactly that, to shoot on sight. The coach, appreciating that, got that on the volley, but didn't get a hold of it because he scooped the ground as he tried to unleash. Nado's been one of those players that they've really tried to close down. Free kick to Tanzania. It's one in the air by Mabelesa. Eswatini, Figueiredo looking to play it back to Sikodze. Finds Sikodze. Sikodze brings in Dlamini. Figueiredo is challenged in the air. Sinde. Tanzania. Nord. Nado. It's available. He's got about 3 options. Decides to go to his right. Channels that have opened down the line. Pepino. Shikan. Shikan. Looking for the return pass. It's in the air. Should have kept it on the ground. Pepino trying to continue his run, and the referee is moving very closely with the action. And here's Figueiredo. Here on his bicycle is Figueiredo. Angle is tight. Does well to create space for himself. That was close. The explosiveness of Eswatini at times quite concerning. As Figueiredo, is that touch that let him down. Thinking he was in two minds in that moment as he tried to turn his defender. Maybe when he should have just taken a shot himself. Keeper collapsed. Here's a break by Tanzania. Zinisa, he leaves that ball for Dlamini. Magagula, looking for Figueiredo. Magagula, connection by Magagula that went across the face of goal. Goal kick. Interesting times. The coach is pretty happy with the defense of Tanzania. Oh, in this cold, watch the superstar grow. One day he'll be a ball boy and be eager. That's where it all starts for majority of the players. You can ask the best of the best. Start as a ball boy. Dlamini. Use of the hand, but referee's quite happy to let that slide. Intercepted by Eswatini. Zinisa continuing his run is Dlamini. Switching play and going backwards instead, realizing that there's acres of space on the left-hand side of Eswatini. Contra. High ball. Figueiredo, intended recipient. Nado, the goal scorer. Places it on the ground. Pipinho. Nado. He has available space to his right. Dishes it out. Very good in distribution. Header. And comfortably into the hands of the goalkeeper, Dlamini. Really navigates his way around the field very well is Nado. Figueiredo, quite aggressive player. Sikodze, playing the 1-2 with Sikodze is Stembiso. Player goes down rather. The referee was very quick to give the free kick. Masinde. This is the reason he loses his footing, being pushed from the back. Masinde, who's come on for Sif, is playing in that centre-back role. Just hangs in the air. And, Tanzania will be pretty happy. They'll want to go away with the point at least. It was in 2015 when Tanzania also were knocked out of the group stages. Gamedze. When you're looking at the goal attempts, Eswatini with 8 of those, Tanzania with 6. But how many of those have been on target? This entire tournament been struggling to see goals. Besides Depu, he's got something, he's got a story to tell, is Depu of Angola. Here's a chance for Nado. Can he cut in? Nado bringing it into his favorite right foot. Delivery, and that. Pipinho is an effort. Nado does well to sell a dummy, and Shikan makes a hash of that effort. Zinisa, Dlamini, Possession turned over. Mabula brings Mashamu. Adam. Lusanjo has had a quiet second half thus far. Pipinho switching to Pascal on the left-hand side, who had taken a knock in the first half, but good to see him running it off. Nado. Pascal. Ball in the air. The defenders are really playing it out from the back. They would just want to hack it up front with the hope that it will reach Figueiredo and go. Pipinho. Pascal. Nado. Pascal wins it back for Tanzania. Afraid to run into the wall of Jericho, who's really been quite solid. And Nango, player apologizing as he grimaces to the touchline. This nip on the toes in this cold for Zinisa. That's painful for sure. And, he'll want to probably pay back knowing Zinisa. Sabelo. Sabelo started his international career and is now the most capped player. Sabelo Zinisa with 75 caps. He's been ever present in the squad, very much liked by the coach. Good hustling on the edge of the box. Is Tanzania taking a shot? Keeper does collect that ball, but it was a nice grass cutter. As this match reaches the 1 hour mark, still very difficult to separate the two sides. If Eswatini wins, with another 51-49% ball possession, it tells you how evenly poised the game is. If Eswatini wins, they will have 4 points, level with Madagascar in Group C. And if Tanzania wins, they swap places with Eswatini. They will become second in Group C, but they cannot emulate or contest #1 position with Madagascar, who's already on 4 points. Group D, which has the Comoros, Botswana and Zambia, they too are in action this afternoon. Falls backwards, keepers available to give him an opportunity, and Zinisa hustles along and is looking more happier to get on with it, as they would say. Good passage of possession for Eswatini. Ball kept in play by Dlamini. And Dlamini ultimately just whips that ball across, fails to bring it back, to whip it back into play. And loving the fact that they being on television. Players are asking for a long ball from the goalkeeper. Zinisa. Kondo. Sikota is calling for the supply. As Eswatini whips another long ball into no man's land and comfortably into the goalkeeping area, which you will have a look and agree with Masalanga. His range quite impressive. Here's a chance for Tanzania, but he's pickpocketed at a crucial moment as Masinde, who was brought on, is then asked to tidy up in that defense for Tanzania. But it is Eswatini who come away with it. Patience in that build-up, trying to get those combinations, trying to force the combinations. Tightly contested. When you look at the rankings by FIFA, 155 to 107. Tanzania ranked 107. Right down at the bottom. There's Eswatini. This being the 6th match, Eswatini have dominated with 2 wins, 2 draws, and Tanzania just have 1 win. Can they increase their win ratio against Eswatini? Zamini. Shikotze. One can see the intentions of Magagula trying to turn his defender on. He stayed flat on his back, the goal scorer. This is where he tries to win the ball, but some jersey tagging, and ultimately goes down in a heap. The referee did not hesitate in that particular moment. The contest has been so nicely opened that there hasn't been those moments which needed to refer to VAR. Free kick. About 10 players. Goalkeeper organizing his wall. 4 or 5 players in the wall. The other players are loose just to make sure that if there is a deflection, if the keeper cannot get a hold of that, they are there to pounce for Eswatini. They've also pushed the numbers up front. Goalkeeper of Eswatini finds himself as a lone ranger, almost around the halfway line. Is giving instructions, taking very long as the referee is just trying to make sure that the players stay put. We have Twala, who's got a contribution to how this free kick should be taken. After all the debates and the plans, can it come together for Eswatini? It's taken very long. Can they get the dividends? Ball in! Simple for the keeper. Comfortable for the keeper. Quick to release. Finds Nado. Nado. Looking to find Adam. Adam does well to keep it in play. Balula playing the 1-2 on the edge of the box. Yes, Tanzania inside the net. Mistake made by the goalkeeper. deadlock here in the second half. 2-1 in favor of Tanzania. Taipa stars are shining brightly. Keeper is embarrassed, and I'm sure it happens to the best of the best. This is the quick 1-2 they play from the edge of the box. Fancied a chance, as you can see that ball as it goes and crosses the line, being helped on by Mishamo. He makes sure of that. Mishamo finishes that. It is Shikan. When you're looking at the earlier attempt, it was a strike taken by Shikan, and Mishamo just finishes it off. 70 minutes on the clock, 20 minutes to go. So would we give this goal to Shikan, or would you give the goal to Mishamo? Well, they give it to the goal scorer, Shikan. Kamis. And it is given, it stands. Goalkeeper, he now finds himself in trouble. Spotted off the line, and you see Mishamu. So, goalkeeper Dlamini knows he needs to redeem himself. That's what happens for majority of the goalkeepers who find themselves drawn in the game and not much action, get cold and lose focus, and a tameless effort ended up in the back of the net. Shikan, Lusaggio, Mkonta. Good control. Shown another delivery. This time Gamedze does well. That ball goes out of touch for a goal kick. So he's pondering the next move. Pondering the next move. Want to dig deep as it stands. Tanzania running away with it. Eswatini preparing for a couple of changes. They have 4 players ready to come on. Felix Badenhorst is one of those. Felix Badenhorst, one of the goal poachers of note. They call him the bomb squad. Well, hasn't given us a terminology that we use loosely. Ball in, ball in, and the keeper collects that ball rather comfortably, and then he jumps into the pool in view of trying to chew the clock. Here's a chance for Tanzania. Nando was the intended recipient. Picked up by Shikodze. Eswatini looking for Figueiredo. Felix Badenhorst is getting ready to make his way onto the park. Eswatini preparing 4 players to come on and hopefully change the complexion of the match. They do have so much to play for. Zinisa seems to have run his socks off. Could he be one of those players that is to be substituted? When you look at Tanzania, they look very organized. There's Zinisa, here's Figueiredo creating space for himself, and Zinisa goes down to Figueiredo, has an opportunity to bring in Sigodze, finds him. Sigodze brings in Sitembiso. Sitembiso stretches the ball out to the left-hand side on the edge of the box. Figueiredo needs a good delivery. Instead, ball deflected off a Tanzanian player, but had to make sure that they cut out the delivery before it became problematic. Cross was denied, deferred for a corner. I'll be very happy with that as Tanzania. I'd rather have the time to organize themselves defensively. And that ball looks very simple. Keeper is very quick to pick it up. Here's Nado. He has to contend with Dlamini. The use of a hand, definitely one that was spotted by the referee. There you go. And he could do nothing wrong. He could do no other but use that hand, because with Nado showing what he can do. Fortunately enough, no yellow card, but stop the momentum of Tanzania. Well, the changes are going to come in thick and fast. We are picking up Felix Bardnos, who's getting ready to come on. Seems to be Thabo Langa. Mabuza appears to be another player. Now there is a VAR check, and that is for a handball. And I think we could be seeing a red card in that moment for Dlamini, who used his hands. Khuli is another one of those players. So the review is on. Can it be that difficult for Eswatini, having to deal with being a goal down and now facing the consequences of the use of a hand in a situation where one could say that he was almost the last man? Could it be a Doxor situation? He has Lusanjo in his ear. He also has Mabula in his ear. It's an interesting afternoon for the referee. Still struggling to make a decision. Andrisua Arnold. Zafima Ottawa. Andrisua Arnold from Madagascar. Very long name. So the players still standing around instead of maybe keeping busy and running on the spot. Instead, we see the assistant referee doing that, and the players are just walking about with hands on their hips, waiting for that decision. Well, Figueiredo decides he doesn't want to get cold. Then there's a few players that are loosening up a bit, maybe picking up from the assistant referee, being given instructions by the bench, ultimately to say, get busy, keep busy, don't stand still. Figueiredo looks on. I think this will hamper the decisions that were being made by Eswatini to bring on the players. Maybe one will have to be now sacrificed, but you definitely got to see Alake Mdluli and Maibongwe Mabuza and Felix Bardenos, the three players that are ready to make their way onto the park. And in this time, I think the referee could have been working and bringing on the substitutes. But referee is firmly focused on VAR's decision, which has taken rather long. Three goals that have been scored, 80 minutes on the clock, 10 minutes to the 90. We are going to be seeing a 7+ additional time to this match at the end of the regulation time. So a decision has been reached. So he's been asked to make the decision himself, proving to be very difficult to conclude. He's been asked to also have a minute or two. He is looking on, and the deliberation continues in the VAR room. COSAFA, which is ahead of time, have had the privy to use VAR on a number. Yeah, that is the docksaw I was talking about, which is a docksaw is denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, and docksaw goes with the red card. If he was the last man, then we are expecting Dlamini to walk. There's no two ways about it. So docksaw being applied to the situation. The referee himself is taking time. I guess the difficulty is the fact that it's so far out, but still, that's the hand. Not the hand of God, but the hand that spoils the party. They want the game to continue. This is the longest we've had of VAR to make a decision. So this is definitely one of the games here at Toyota Park that have taken extremely long to get a decision. As you have a look, it will be interesting to get the verdict. So the yellow card will probably be rescinded and change the color. The player still had so much to do, and he's almost on the halfway line. I think they should reach consensus and allow the game to continue. It's been almost, it's more than 5 minutes that the game has come to a halt. And for the technical bench, the anxiety is there, not for Tanzania, but more so for Eswatini. And finally, he says, I rescind the yellow card. And the decision is that he'll probably in fact, the ball has been given to Eswatini, and the hand, oh, the debate went on and on and on, but good to see that it wasn't a red, and the ball is given to Eswatini to continue the game. Common sense eventually prevailing. Here's Eswatini on the edge of the box. And ball delivered in, slightly overcooked. Well, they've ruled out Doxo. They've looked at it very closely, and they say the hand was in a natural position. Yeah, the changes are happening. So out goes
jersey number 9,
Luli goes in.
And jersey number 7 in, Felix.
You've got Figueiredo who goes in.
And jersey number 15 in, Maibongo Smart Mabuza. And jersey number 20 out, Sabelo, Tunisia.
Jersey number 20 goes out.
Jersey number 17 out, Justice Figueiredo. And jersey number
Justice
19
Figueiredo has given way, and his position been taken by Felix Badenhorst. And Maibongo Smart Mabuza, he too comes onto the field for Mkondo. And Sabelo Zinisa also had to give way for Alake Mdluli. So the bomb squad is on for Eswatini, hoping to salvage this match. A known goal poacher in Badenhorst. So Eswatini have lots of work to do. They've got to claw their way back, and then are looking for that goal that will take them hopefully into the next round, but they've conceded 2 goals, which will make it rather difficult. But football, anything and everything is possible. Very careful and cautious touch. The player just running into trouble. So it's a free kick to Eswatini. So goalkeeper just organizing and trying to call his players forward. Very attacking minded players that have come on. So it's quite a distance out. Maybe he needs to play it short. Floats it at the back. Ball in! Ball still loose! And ultimately cleared away by Tanzania. Anywhere will do. Keeper goes down. And so does Maluba in quite a busy box. Eswatini tried to throw everything they could at the keeper. It was one would want to have a look at that in the replay to see what happened to the ear of the goalkeeper. One thing that is certain is that that ball created a lot of chaos, and that was the first moment. And the player went into the goalkeeper, he got up, got his position, still holding the ear. Here in this moment, there's nothing that happens to his ear though. goes down holding his face. Ball whipped in. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when Tanzania tried to clear it away, they did that successfully. He looks on and wonders how much more time will be added to the 90. So they are enjoying it, and they believe that Tanzania will get over the line, will remain at the bottom of the group. In actual fact, it will be Eswatini that will go to the bottom of the group. Tanzania will leapfrog and end up in a second position. Still feeling the pain. Still feeling the pain. And 8 minutes is at the board. 8 minutes added to the 90.
5-6 minutes.
Frantic 8 minutes for Eswatini to try and draw level. As they continue to attack. And another effort, another moment there. A bit of skill that is still on display. Players allowed to show what they can do. And a push in the back of Sikodze. One thing we cannot complain about the refereeing. Quickly taken by Eswatini. Ball delivered on the edge of the box, cushion down, connection made, laid back for Dlamini. So looking for more space as the ball is threaded out yet again. Played short. Trying to hold on Makagula. And a promising move eventually just disappears right in front of Eswatini. Shikan, the goal scorer, the only outlet. Stopped by Dlamini, the player who was almost sent off. His heart was in his mouth and wondering if he was going to be seeing a red card. But instead, it was a good decision made as a stretcher being summoned onto the pitcher for a player from Tanzania. Looks like Adam. There's another player on as Figueiredo.
A substitution coming from Tanzania.
And he asked the question.
Jersey number 9.
Ball helped on. Show me your number. Says it's number 9.
And jersey number 13.
Player stretch it off. Is Adam. Was forced to.
Another substitution coming from Eswatini.
Eswatini makes
Jersey number 12. Out.
Third and final change. They bring in number 18, a more attacking player. Simelane Sambulo. Sacrificing a defender for an attacker. That's another effort where the keeper was found to be off his line. And that's another change for as Miraj Abdullah Hassan. Miraj comes through for Shambo, and player goes down in the box, but there's nothing wrong with that. That is Alake. Decent player that has been brought on in Miraj. He's quite a nippy player, has a very dangerous right foot, strength, is taking players on. But he needs to work on his defensive ability. Miraj Corner for Eswatini. Sikhodze takes the corner, dipping in on the edge of the box, and that is a drop goal. And if this was a rugby match, it would have been an excellent drop goal. Alake, who's just come on, that's jersey number 19. Eswatini, who have pushed a number of players forward. Sikhodze gets the corner. He gets the corner. It's attack after attack. And also, with that, goes the ankles. Alake, who has just come on in support of Sikhodze, who was taken out in that attacking moment for Eswatini. So goalkeeper is quite vocal, wants to make sure that keeps the lead intact with 3 players, frustrate Eswatini and close the angle. It has been a busy day for the goalkeepers. There's been some very good defending at times. Press as a team. There's been a good coordination that we've seen. But in this moment, it's time to make use of the wall. But there's a lot of movement in the box. Can Eswatini get the equalizer and draw level? Ball in and into the hands of the keeper. Oh, if that was done in slow motion, the speed of that ball was quite frightening. So well delivered, but again, you had a keeper that was quite decisive in smothering that ball. He knew he had a number of bodies to deal with. Milani. Alake, away by Tanzania. They're happy to hack that ball anyway, as Lamini was lucky to stay on the field. Delivers an insightful ball. Here's Lamini, the goal scorer. Coming from deep is Twala. For Tanzania, there's only one player in the attacking outlet, and that ball doesn't find Badenhorst. Alaka is very upset, and if you look at the goalkeeper going to fetch the ball, he takes his time. He knows that we are in the last minute or so of referee's optional time, and there's a change that is being allowed, and that for me is perhaps a tactical move, wanting to chew the clock. Ame is the player to come on for the goal scorer, Shikam. So jersey number 10, Shikam Amis, and well, Ame has come on. So the changes have been made by Tanzania. Strong header. Lamini very good in the air. And so is Simelane. And for Tanzania, they know that the job is done and dusted. There was a big fight, and you cannot fault the players. They've given 100% on the field. They leave this tournament, yes, in the group stages, but they run away with 3 points as Tanzania. And for Eswatini, it is another opportunity to go back to the drawing board. They will be the early departures together with Tanzania in Group C. And the referee blows his whistle once, twice, and brings an end to this frantic match. The plotting and the ploying comes to a positive result. And a good finish in the end. So Madagascar and Tanzania. Ahmed Pipinho in the middle tells you how frantic the game has been. And for Eswatini, failed to take advantage of a statistic that has always favored them, turning the tables, as Ahmed Pipinho is given the player of the match, the HollywoodBets COSAFA player of the match, jersey number 8. He's a marauding midfielder, very strong in stature. As we confirm the scoreline from the Toyota Stadium, it is Eswatini 1, Tanzania 2. We look at the stats, and we'll be expecting that the ball possession between the two sides are pretty much even, and the goal attempts are also pretty much on the same wavelength. This game was very, very difficult to call, with the 9 attempts, 4 on target for Eswatini, 9 attempts, 5 on target for Tanzania. And we are seeing the corner count that are also evil. Well, that's how it ends at the Toyota Park in Group C. Eswatini 1, Tanzania 2.